It was a foggy night in the small town of Briarwood. The streets, usually bustling with the sound of life during the day, were eerily silent, blanketed by an almost tangible stillness. Midnight was approaching, and with it came the long-forgotten legend of the midnight train. Emily, a young journalist new to Briarwood, had heard whispers about this legend. Intrigued and seeking a compelling story, she decided to investigate. According to the townsfolk, the midnight train appeared only once a year, on the night of the summer solstice, at the old abandoned train station on the outskirts of town. Those who boarded it were said to be transported to another realm, a place where their deepest desires and darkest fears came to life. Determined to uncover the truth, Emily made her way to the decrepit station. The air was thick with anticipation as she approached the platform, her footsteps echoing in the emptiness. She glanced at her watch. 11:45 p.m. The legend mentioned that the train would arrive precisely at midnight. She had 15 minutes to decide whether she had the courage to board. As she waited, Emily's mind raced with questions. What if the legend was true? What if the train really did take you to another realm? She shivered, not from the cold, but from the uncertainty that gnawed at her resolve. She tried to shake off her doubts, reminding herself that she was here for a story, not to indulge in superstitions. The minutes ticked by, each one feeling longer than the last. At 11:59, the fog seemed to thicken, swirling around the platform like ghostly tendrils. Then, faintly at first, she heard the sound of a train whistle in the distance. Her heart pounded as she strained to see through the fog. Suddenly, out of the mist, a train materialized, its dark, sleek form gliding silently into the station. Emily's breath caught in her throat. The train was unlike anything she had ever seen. Its carriages were made of polished black metal, and the windows glowed with an eerie, otherworldly light. The doors slid open with a soft hiss, inviting her to step inside. She hesitated, her mind battling with her instincts. The train's interior was dimly lit, casting long shadows that danced along the walls. Taking a deep breath, Emily stepped across the threshold, feeling a strange sensation wash over her, as if she were leaving one world and entering another. The doors closed behind her, and the train began to move. Emily found herself alone in a luxurious compartment, with plush velvet seats and ornate brass fixtures. She glanced out the window, but instead of the familiar landscape of Briarwood, she saw swirling mists and fleeting glimpses of fantastical creatures. As the train sped onward, Emily felt a strange sense of peace. She realized that the journey was not just about uncovering a story, it was about discovering herself. She had always been driven by a desire to prove herself, to seek out the extraordinary. Now, she was on a path that might lead to the most extraordinary discovery of all. Hours seemed to pass in mere moments. Eventually, the train began to slow, and the mists outside the window started to clear. Emily's heart raced with anticipation. As the train came to a stop, the doors opened once again, revealing a landscape that took her breath away. She had arrived in a realm where reality and fantasy intertwined, a place where her wildest dreams could come true. With a sense of awe and wonder, Emily stepped off the midnight train, ready to embrace the adventure that awaited her in this new world. She knew that she would return to Briarwood one day, but for now, she was content to explore the mysteries that lay ahead.